The snaps this week, and he's going to be our starter this week. And my expectation is that we don't throw 10 picks.
Okay, that was Mike McDaniel speaking to the media after the Dolphins dropped to 1-6, confirming that Tua is still going to be the starter this coming week. Stephen A., I want to turn to you first. Is that the right move?
The right move to start
to
Tua?
keep him as a starter.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Go with Quinn Ewers? Quinn Ewers? No, you're not gonna do that. You leave him in there. This guy's the 6th highest paid quarterback in the National Football League, averaging $53 million. Okay, you play him. Mm-hmm. All right, you sync with him. Having said that, listen, I don't say this facetiously. I'm not joking, and I don't say this with any pleasantry. But Mike McDaniels needs to go. I don't think he's the right man for the job in Miami. I think that when you look at them right now, I'm thinking about looking at Miami. They don't even look like they want to play. I'm just talking about a level of demoralization, guys, that kicks in. You guys know this when you see it. You see football teams. Sometimes things go bad. Sometimes things don't go your way. But there are other times where it's just a nosedive, where there's such deflation, such flagrant deflation that kicks in. You know there's a need for a new ingredient. And I look at Mike McDaniels. I'm not questioning his football acumen. I'm not saying the man doesn't deserve a job in the NFL. I'm not doing anything extreme like that. I'm talking about him at this organization, at this program, the way that they look. You got to be a leader of men. I have no questions about his football acumen, that he knows what he wants to do, that he knows what he's doing. And you can make a legitimate argument about the personnel and Tua and the way he's looked god-awful. 12 or 23, 100 yards, no touchdowns, back-to-back weeks with 3 interceptions, talking all of that stuff, and then you go and you throw interceptions, and you playing like hot garbage. Yeah. You got a QBR at 24 and all of that stuff. I get all of that. That's on Tua, and I understand it. I'm just looking at Mike McDaniels, and I'm looking at a football coach, and I'm like, is he going to get out of them what you need to get out of them? He just doesn't seem like that kind of guy. That's what I see in Miami, and that's why I'm at with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sticking with Tua. I mean, this is one of those awful situations in football when it has gone off the rails, and it's not the time, right? I think McDaniel was using sarcasm, right, and or his best, shot at sarcasm. Not the time nor place,
probably
right?
Not,
like your team is playing bad, your quarterback is struggling. To Stephen A's point, two games in a row with 3 picks, and then all the drama that has happened in the press about guys missing meetings that aren't there or are there, whatever it is, right? And then Mike McDaniel comes over as quarterback. It's an ugly look. You feel bad for the players, but Tua, you gotta ride with Tua. He's the guy you paid. He's the guy you trusted. If there's any way out of it, it's going to be by those two guys getting on the same page, meaning McDaniels and Tua, and figuring this thing out together. I'm not sure it does happen, but I don't think you get better by bringing in a rookie and Quinn Ewers, hoping that he can bring this team to life.
No, you don't get better, but at least you find out information about what's on your team and who can be a part of the future, because let's be clear, Tua should not be. I'm not a proponent of throwing good money after bad, and I know that his salary for 2026 is fully guaranteed.
Right.
But what nobody talks about is how $3 million of 2027 becomes guaranteed at the 3rd day of the new league year in 2026.
Right.
I am not paying him a dime more than I currently am committed to paying him. There's no reason why I should do that. The guy just went out and had back-to-back games where he threw 3 interceptions. That ain't happened since 2019, Stephen A. And the word is out on Tua. There are real limitations in terms of the kind of player that he is. You get him off his first read, you got him.
Right.
When he throws the ball after holding it for 3 seconds, he's got the worst completion percentage and the worst completion percentage over expected of any opening day starting quarterback that's still on their current team.
Right.
He's not a good player when things around him break down. So sitting here judging Mike McDaniel based on a quarterback that has not produced up to the level that he's supposed to is not fair.
No, wait a minute now. Listen, I get your point. In a vacuum, I get your point. But what I get to look at is that you had a guy there in Brian Flores who had these question marks, right? And y'all said, nah, Mike McDaniels is the answer because Brian Flores is the problem, not Tua.
Right.
Mike McDaniels comes in, Lua leads them in passing yards one season, leads them in completion percentage another. I get it. And everybody was caught up in all of that.
That's right.
Everybody was caught up in all of that.
It was going to be a tandem.
You can't absolve Mike McDaniels.
I'm not absolving Mike McDaniel because he chose Tua. He's the one that signed off on Vader. What I'm saying is, I don't know whether or not Mike McDaniel can do his job. I know the answer on whether or not Tua can, at least to the level of a quarterback that's getting paid like that. He can't.
Got it.
The 10 interceptions on the season for Tua not looking
Leads
good.
the league in turnovers. Leads the
not
league.
looking good down there in Miami. All right, coming up next, what team does Jason Tatum's injury open the door for in the East? Finals predictions coming up on the other side of the break.